Bienvenido ZSEMST, College of Education and Liberal Arts. Anjak 2, Readings in Philippine History welcomes you to TV Patrol na 1B. Buenos dias mga vivientes. This is Jeric F. Hoven reporting. And with today's report, we will be going to tackle the KKK and the Cartilia ng Katipunan. And all of us know that KKK stands for Kataas-taasang Kagalang-galangang Katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan. So there will be like intended learning outcomes that we will be providing to you. So at the end of this report, you are really expected to enumerate the different points given in the Cartilia ng Katipunan. Next is explain the importance of the Katipunan to the grand narrative in Philippine history. And the last one, you will be able to evaluate the relevance of the documents to the present time. I, together with my other group reporters, will be going to discuss the different topics found in the KKK and the Cartilia ng Katipunan. And my focus is on the biography of Emilio Jacinto. And we referred the source in the Readings of Philippine History book in 2019 by Nestor M. Asuncion. So the biography of Emilio Jacinto begins with his early life. Emilio Jacinto was born in 1875 on the 15th of December. He was the only son of a man named Mariano Jacinto and a woman named Josefa Dizon. Shortly after he was born, his father passed away. This untimely death forced his mother to send Emilio to live with his uncle, Don Jose Dizon. His mother believed that his uncle could care for the young Emilio better than she could after the death of Mariano. Next, we'll go ahead and differentiate or know about the college and education of Emilio Jacinto. Very little is known about Emilio's early childhood up until the point that he went to college. However, it is known that by the time he went away to college, he could fluently speak both Spanish and Tagalog. So take note of that. Spanish and Tagalog, the language of the Philippine people. However, he preferred to speak in Spanish a majority of the time. Emilio attended the San Juan de Latran College when he first embarked on his college career. However, he later attended the University of San Tomas in order to study law. Emilio left college before completing his law degree. So perhaps the most interesting part of a biography of Emilio Jacinto are the details about his political life and of course his greatest contributions. Let's know more about all of this. So after dropping out of college at the age of 20, Emilio joined the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society. This was a group whose objective was to gain Philippine independence from Spain in 1892. Jacinto became the secretary, directly reporting to the leader of the Katipunan. He also became the chief advisor on fiscal matters concerning this secret society. So in addition to these duties, Emilio also wrote the society's newspaper. It was the Kalayaan. And Emilio was given a new name when he was part of this group. So to the Katipunan, he was often referred to as Utak ng Katipunan. However, he wrote under the pseudonym Bima sa Ilaw, then writing for the newspaper. And he was more commonly referred to in the group as Pingpian. Jacinto was also placed in charge of writing the guidebook for new members and current members of the Katipunan, which was called Cartilia ng Katipunan. When the leader of the Katipunan passed away, Emilio continued to carry out the wishes of Andres Bonifacio. The Katipunan at this time had many factions, and not all of them operated in the same way in their efforts to gain their independence from Spain. So as with his predecessor before him, Jacinto refused to join with these factions who had different views. So this included refusing to join the Magdalo faction of the Katipunan under the leadership of Emilio Aguinaldo. Emilio Jacinto died on the April 16, 1899 at the age of 24. So the cause of his death at such a young age was malaria, which he had contracted while in Mahayhay, Laguna. The remains of his body were transferred from this location to Manila, where he was laid to rest in Manila North Cemetery. His name lives in history for the Philippine people, and he is known as the brains of the Katipunan, or in Tagalog, utak ng Katipunan. Sometime in 1896, Andres Bonifacio, the father of the Philippine Revolution and once the president of the Supreme Council of the Katipunan, penned the duties of the sons of the people. So a list of duties and responsibilities to be followed strictly by every member of the organization. So the rules constituted a decalogue and embodied Bonifacio's passionate beliefs. So, in admiration of Emilio Jacinto's literary style, Bonifacio would later adopt Jacinto's Cartilia as the official teachings of the Katipunan. So, similar to the Decalogue, the Cartilia was written to introduce new recruits to the principles and the values that should guide every member of the organization. And that covers all my topic regarding the biography of Emilio Jacinto. So let's get to know more about the Cartilia of the Katipunan by Emilio Jacinto, and this is going to be reported by Crystal Joy Dumanda.
Good day everyone, I am Crystal Joy Dumanda, and today I am going to report about the Cartilia of Katipunan. The Cartilia of Katipunan is written by Emilio Jacinto, and it is secret society established with purpose of uniting the Filipinos in overthrowing the Spanish government that occupied Filipino during Spanish colonization. During this time, Filipino wants to be independent for them to achieve their freedom. So, if we are going to ask what is the essence of this organization, well, this is actually make a person to become better, a pride or gain self-development. At the same time, it will also guide for us on how we should treat other people. And this is what Emilio Jacinto want, to gain freedom, gain liberty from the colonizer, which is the Spanish. Here are the 13th Cartilia of Katipunan by Emilio Jacinto. Number 1. The life that is not consecrated to a lofty and reasonable purpose is a tree without a shade, is not a poisonous weed. Meaning, kapag wala kang mabuting pangarap sa buhay, ikaw ay isang hadlang sa kaunlaran ng lipunan. Pangalawa, good work comes from selfish desires and not from a true desires for excellence, is not a kindness. Meaning, ang kabaitan ay nagmula sa puso at mabuting kaasalan, hindi lamang sa mga kilos ng tao. Number 3. Real pity is hard work and love for fellow men and measuring each action, labor and speech by through reason. Meaning, nasa ugali ng isang tao ang tunay na kabanalan. Whether one skin be black or white, all people are equal. It may be that each is superior in knowledge, wealth, beauty, but there is no superiority in human dignity. So, meaning, pantay-pantay ang lahat ng tao sa mundo. Sa makatuwid, lahat ng tao ay may karapatan. Number 5. One who's a high inner spirit. Put honor, goodness, and virtue before self-interest. One who has a lowly inner spirit puts self-interest before honor, goodness, and virtue. So, ang ibig sabihin, inuuna ng isang mabuting tao ang mabuting kasalanan kaysa sa sariling hangarin. Number 6. To the person with shame, his or her word is sacred. So, ang ibig sabihin, tinutupad ng isang mabuting tao ang mga pinapangako niya. Meron siyang integridad. Number 7. Do not waste time. Wealth can be lost and recovered, but time that already passes will not pass again. So, huwag mo sayangin ang panahon. Ang mga yaman na nawala ay pwede pang maibalik. Ngunit ang mga panahong nagdaan ay di na muling pagdaanan. Time is gold. Mahalaga ang iyong panahon. Number 8. Defend the oppressed and fight the oppressor. So, tulungan natin ang mga naaapi. Tulungan natin ang mga taong nawalan ng karapatan dulot sa pag-aapi. Number 9. The intelligence of a person is one who is careful in all that he or she says and learns to keep secret, which should then keeps in confidence. So, ang taong matalino may pag-iingat sa bawat sasabihin, kaya matutong ipaglihim ang dapat ipaglihim. Hindi basta-bastang sinasabi ang mga sekreto ng iba. Number 12. What thou does not desire stand unto thy wife, children, and siblings. Do not unto the wife, children, and siblings to others. Ang di mo ibig gawain sa asawa mo, anak, at kapatid mo, ay huwag mong gagawin sa asawa, anak, at kapatid ng iba. Respect the family of others and of course, sa mismong tao. And last, number 13. The value of a person is not in being sovereign, not in the aquiline of nose, in a white face. It is not in the priestly substitute for good, nor is it in the high station one has in life. Pure and truly high esteemed, beloved and noble is the person even if he or she was raised in the forest and speak nothing but his or her own language, who has a beautiful behavior, and only one sentence which honor and virtue, who does not oppress others or allow oneself to be oppressed, who knows how to be sensitive and knows how to cherish the land of his birth. So in short, ang isang mabuting tao ay sumusunod sa turo ng Cartilia. That's all for today. Once again, I am Crystal Joy Dumanda reporting.
Thank you so much, Crystal Joy. So now, years on Bonifacio and the Decalogue of the Katipunan. And this is going to be reported by Fatih Ziad Ismail.
Hello, good evening. I'm Fatih Ziad Ismail reporting about Bonifacio and the Decalogue of the Katipunan. So let's start with the meaning of Decalogue. Decalogue means another name for the Ten Commandments. The name is recorded from late Middle English and comes via French and ecclesiastical Latin from Greek Decalogus Biblos of the Ten Commandments. From Hoi Dekalogoi, the Ten Commandments, literally the Ten Sayings. So number 1, love God with all your heart. Yes, because He created us humans being, not just us human being, but also the world where we live. He created us. Bear always in mind that the love of God is also the love of country, and this too is love of one's fellow man. We should always keep in mind that what we do is also God's will. If our intention is good in our work, the love for our country is the love to our fellow men. Engrave in your heart that the true measure of honor and happiness is to die for the freedom of your country. Money can't buy happiness, and for us giving service, seeing our country to be free from the invader is so much joy we feel. The peace that we wish to achieve is not a dream anymore, thanks to them. All your good wishes will be crowned with success. You have serenity, constancy, reason, and faith in your acts and endeavor. Indeed, it is true if you are patient and you are faithful in your work and it has a reason and strive hard to pursue what we want, we can achieve it in God's will. Guard the mandates and aims of the KKK as you guard your honor. Our intention and mission should clear and also guard our honor and not be ruined. It is the duty of all to deliver at the risk of their own lives and wealth. Anyone who runs great risk in the performance of his duty. Sometimes we need to sacrifice for the sake of others, the future generations, because we don't want to see them suffering under the rule of the invader. It's the do or die thing here. If you run, you will also die. It's better to fight and die for the sake of the others. Our responsibility to ourselves, the performance of our duties, will be the example set for our fellow men to follow. It is true that the leader will influence his followers to follow what he or she commands, because the leader know better. It is a head of the organization's group. And so far as it is within your power, share your means with the poor and the unfortunate. Invaders were so mean to us. They don't share what they have, and they even also get even. It is not their thing. They don't have the right to claim, they don't have the right to claim, even if it does not belong to them. They still force us to give what they do not have. Diligence in the work that gives sustenance to you is the true basis of love for your own self, for your wife and children, and for your brothers and countrymen. Punish any scoundrel and traitor, and praise all good work. Believe likewise that the aims of the KKK are God-given, for the will of the people is also the will of God. We know that if there is a traitor, they will sabotage the plan. That's why we remove them from the group. So the Decalogue is core values that we need to follow, because it is a way to guide to our mission, and it is a way also to know that our intentions are clear. Our missions are clear, is to free our country from the invaders.
Thank you so much, Z. Now, let's expand and maximize our knowledge to hear it from Maribel Datan to discuss about the to-do list exercises that she will be providing to you.
Good day everyone, this is Maribel Dadan reporting. So I was assigned to answer the to-do list. So every organization has a code of conduct in order to maintain cooperation and respect among its members. If the rules are broken, there are corresponding sanctions and consequences. Cite one rule or organizations you have in an organization you are part of, and explain the importance of compliance and the sanction for non-compliance. So the one rule or regulation is a strict attendance policy. The importance of compliance is that to be able to maintain and comply company standard, an attendance policy should be strict enough to allow employer to discipline those employees whose absences cause problems, yet flexible enough that the employer does not have to terminate good employees who are absent infrequently, and to be able to follow company rules and regulations. And the sanction for non-compliance is that 2 or more occurrences of an excused absence of a 30-day period, and it will result to a disciplinary action, and 8 occurrences of an excused absence also in a 12-month period are considered ground for termination. And for the second activity, in your opinion, what was the method employed by the Katipuneros, strength, courage, strength, and arm appropriate in the fight for freedom? Explain. The Katipunan, officially known as the Kataas-Taasang Kagalang-Galangang Katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan, or in English, it is the Supreme and Honorable Association of the Children of the Nation. In 1892, Filipinos are interested in the overthrow of Spanish rule, founded an organization following Masonic rites and principle to organize armed resistance and terrorist assassinations within a context of total secrecy. It operated as an alternative Filipino government complete with a president and a cabinet. So, the Katipuneros fight for our freedom, for being confident to face enough every struggle just to protect our country, for being a savior and a hero for us, and for our country to have a peace.
Thank you so much, Maribel. Now, get ready with the activities. This will be provided by Aaron Lehman and Jehar Asmad. And this will also be considered as the key points for you guys to remember about our report. So, take note of it and bring it on, boys.
So good day to each and everyone. So I'm Aaron Liman, reporting from BSL English 1B, and today I will explain to you the following questions. Do you think the provisions of the Cartilia of Katipunan will help address some of the problems of Philippine society? In my own opinion, yes, because there are many realizations have been shared by each of one of us here. So one of it is the truth about who really initiated the Katipunan. As we have also known for some of us here, already known by watching movies and reading books. So the Katipunan is one of the things we are proud of, because we Filipino, we do believe that this movement was initiated by the masa. So, however, upon reading some history books and watching movies, while reading and watching, I learned that it was really Andres Bonifacio who lead this association. So, as we know, Andres Bonifacio is really known for having a low profile when it comes to education. But in his time, he is one of the most intelligent Filipino leader. So it was also clear that the Katipunan, they opposing to believe against the La Liga's Filipino goal. So La Liga Filipina is organized by Jose Rizal upon his return in the Philippines in his time of July 1800s. So the main goal of this organization is to unite the whole archipelago in one compact, vigorous, and homogeneous body. But Jose Rizal was arrested because the Spanish authorities, they do consider it as a threat, dangerous for their organization. And also, Bonifacio said that it will take an aggressive action to hear the Filipinos about their demand of the land reform. So, about the Decalogue of the duties of the sons of the people. So, the Decalogue ng Katipunan, or duties of the sons of the people, it was penned by Andres Bonifacio, and it was supposed to be the official teachings ng kataas-taasang kagalang-galangan Katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan, also known as the KKK. So, it's a movement that sought Philippine independence from Spain. However, Bonifacio thought that his work was inferior than Emilio Jacinto's Cartilia primer. So, Bonifacio chose to adapt Jacinto's work instead of his own work. So, nakakala ni Bonifacio na ang kanyang obra ay mas mababa sa Cartiliang primer ni Emilio Jacinto. So, pinili ni Bonifacio na tanggapin ang gawa ni Jacinto kaysa sa sarili niyang gawa. So, in admiration of Emilio Jacinto's literary style. So Bonifacio would later adopt Jacinto's Cartilia as the official teachings of the Katipunan. Similar to the Decalogue, the Cartilia was written to introduce new recruits to be principles and values that should guide every member of the organization. Again, I'm Aaron Neiman from BSED English 1B.
Good day to each and every one of you. So, for today, I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why the Cartilia ng Katipunan is important to grand narrative of Philippines history. First, we have text is one of the few texts recorded at that time. It helps us to get a glimpse of ideas of Katipunan and its representatives today. This encourages us to think more about the goal. Next, it also encourages the participation of the people to join the movement and put a sense of nationalism into practice in some way possible. This refers to the independence of the Philippines. Last, it lays the foundation for the way the Filipinos think in general. Many of the concepts in Cartilia can also be applicable today to our daily personal life and to the life of the country at present. That's all. Thank you.
And that covers all the topics regarding the KKK and the Cartilia ng Katipunan. Again, this is Jurek F. Hoven reporting. See you next time.